Hi, I'm going to show you how you can find relevant companies in your local area. The first thing that we're going to do is head into Advanced Search. This will allow us to search for relevant companies in your area using many different criteria. The first thing that we're going to do is put in the location. So what you'll do is type in the name of the local authority or council. For this example, I'll use Lambeth, which is where we are based. The next thing that we'll want to make sure we do is say that the company is active. So they're active on Companies House, which just means that they are currently doing things. So we'll go to the Companies House status and click active. The next thing that people often like to do is find companies in a specific industry. So in order to do that, we would go to what the company does, and we would then go to industries and buzzwords, where you can select a number of different types of industries. So for example, we could look at life sciences and medical technology. So you can select all of these, or you can just select the ones that are most relevant to you. Another thing that people tend to look at when they're trying to find relevant companies are whether or not they have received fundraising. So we could say that a company might have received fundraising in, for example, the last 6 months. You might also want to say that they've received a minimum amount of fundraising, so they might want to have raised at least £1 million, but you can use that depending on the type of companies that you are looking for. We can also do this with a grant as well in a very similar way, so we can say that they received a grant in the last year or so. This will often be an Innovate UK grant, suggesting that a company is innovating, and we can also specify the amount that they might have received there. We can search over significant events that a company might have undergone in the last few months or years. So we can search over whether or not a company has previously attended an accelerator, whether they've been spun out of an academic institution, whether they've received a patent, and we can even search over newly incorporated companies by looking at incorporation date. Finally, we can search over financials, so we can have a look at the financial statement and search over things like the number of employees here, or we can look at turnover, operating profit, EBITDA, and any of the other financial statement categories here. This just allows you to find companies that are of a relevant size. So you could say, so for example, if we looked at the number of employees, we can say that they have at least 10 employees. But you can change this using these little drop-down buttons here, and you can say that they have at most 10 employees or between, and give a range. Finally, our signals allow you to search over different companies that might be growing. So we can look at our growth signals. We can also have a look at our innovation signals. So similar to some of the things we might have already mentioned, but we can look at academic spin-outs, we can look at R&D grants, and whether a company has received a patent. Our environmental signals allow you to really easily find companies that sit within the environmental sector, or those that have received environmental accolades. Social and governance signals allow you to find companies that are paying all genders equally, that there's an age diversity of directors, and you can also look at social impact accolades and things like that as well.